Are you hungry?
Give me something good.
Hi, and welcome to another episode of Görgött. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know I love Korean rice cakes. So today we're making Korean rice cakes, but we're making them with clams, kind of Portuguese style. It's going to be clams, it's going to be a coriander oil and some chili oil. And out of the clams, we're making kind of a Clam Beurre Blanc. It's going to be fantastic. But before we have a look at what we have on the board here, as always, please do me the favor if you haven't done so yet and support the channel by clicking that subscribe button and checking that bell icon so that you get notifications when new content comes online. But now let's have a look. Now obviously we have two stars of this show. It's our rice cakes. And just so that you can see, normally they come like this. So I just cut them in half. So you can eat them in one bite and it fits well with the smaller clams. So clams, rice cakes, we need some butter for the beurre blanc and for the onion. At the beginning when we make the mussels, we're gonna sweat some onion first before we put the mussels in. With the mussels go some white wine and some apple cider vinegar. Salt, always need salt. We have some crunchy onions. We have our coriander oil and we have our chili oil. Now for the coriander oil and the crunchy onions, I'm not gonna make them for you in this episode, but I have made them before, and I'll put the link up here to that episode. I think it was toast Nilson. It wasn't coriander oil, it was chive oil, but the principle is the same. And I'll also put the link down in the description should you have missed them when they were up there. What else do we have? Yeah, we have chili oil, but that I've done before. If you want me to show you how to make it, leave a comment below and let me know. Basically everything today except for slicing up the onion, which I will do quickly, happens at the stove. So I will slice up the onion and then we'll move over there and start cooking. As always, we start off with melting some butter in with our onions. I forgot to mention this, but it's important that you take a pot with a lid because you want to steam the clams in it. So make sure you have a lid for the pot you use. And we don't want to fry the onions too hard, we just want to kind of sweat them a bit. We're not going to use the onions afterwards, it's just to give taste. And when you can start smelling the nice onion smell, you know they're almost ready. A little bit towards the translucent side. Now if I made this, well, just the clams, I would add some herbs. But since we're making it with rice cakes and we have herbal oils, I'm not adding herbs when I cook the clams. But the clams are ready to go in now. So in with our clams. And on top of that, about 50-50 of white wine and vinegar. Well, not 50-50, 70-30. A little bit more. And on goes the lid. And as always with clams and mussels, before you do this, make sure that you wash them properly because they can contain a lot of sand. And make sure that you check for the broken ones and sort them out. You don't want to cook the broken ones. And the same, once they're cooked, you can throw away the ones that did not open. That's a good rule to remember, kind of a rule of thumb. Open before or broken, throw away. Closed afterwards, throw away. Open, throw, close, throw. Swirl it around a bit. So we can even see through the lid, it's cheating, but most of them look like they've opened. So we'll take one out and we'll do a test. Basically testing for consistency and taste. They're perfect. So I'm going to take the mussels out and then pass what's in here into another pot. Our new pot, we just strain the liquid into there. And I'll reduce this. I would say reduce to about half. And what I'll do in the meantime, but not show you, is to take out the mussels out of the shell. We just want this part. So the reduction is almost good, and this is what we ended up with once we took the clams out. And now we add a good chunk of butter. Butter is healthy. Reduce the heat a bit. and start working the buttering. And you want the butter and the kind of the stock from the clams to come together, and yeah, it's almost like a beurre blanc, bit of an emulsion. I'm using salted butter because I just love salted butter. So we might not have to salt this, but we'll give it a taste just to make sure. Give this a little taste. Nope, doesn't need any salt. Perfect. Nice sourness from the vinegar and the wine. Nice taste of the clams. That's exactly what we want. So our beurre blanc is ready as well. Now we'll move that away and we'll start with the rice cakes. Some neutral oil in your frying pan. We have it on medium-high heat because we don't want to color the rice cakes, we just want them to get soft. I'm actually gonna leave our beurre blanc here on the plate next to it on low heat just to keep warm. Frying pan is getting hot. Just put these in. And this will take a while because we want to get them done without coloring them. So a little bit of patience. Mix them around a bit. One got away. And you can feel with your hands when they start going soft. Now most of them are starting to get soft. You can turn up the heat a bit and we can add our beurre blanc. And then they can finish off in the beurre blanc. At the end we will also add back our clams, so just to warm them up. I want this to reduce a little bit. And the rice cakes also adds a little bit of rice starch to the sauce to kind of thicken it all up. It's a perfect combination. We'll turn off the stove, add our clams, and take this off the heat. And then we're pretty much ready to plate up. So see you at the plating station. So here we go. Three nice scoops. And as you can see here, I saved a couple just to put on top. So we'll do that at the end. Now for our oils. Coriander oil. Goes really well with this. A little bit of chili oil. Not too much because it's quite a potent one. Like that. Those two away. And some of our crispy onions. And last but not least, a couple more of the clams, just to make sure that you see them. And that's our rice cakes with a.k.a, because that's what they call clams, with this kind of cooked in wine and garlic and onion and coriander in Portugal. Let's dig in. Now, with a spoon, so you get all of that nice sauce. This is wonderful. It's a tanginess there from the kind of vinegar wine, but also sweetness because it's apple cider vinegar. Also you have a bit of sweetness in the clams. The coriander oil goes perfectly with it. A hint of heat from the chili oil and a bit of crunchiness and sweetness from the onions. Perfect combination. Now, if you make rice cakes like this, don't forget that the rice cakes in themselves don't taste like anything. So you need something very powerful to go with it. And that's why this can handle a lot of taste, a lot of salt, obviously not over salted, but a lot of salt, a lot of sourness, quite a bit of spiciness. I just love the consistency of the rice cakes. That's my favorite. I mean, you can't say that rice cakes taste great because they don't taste like anything, but they have this wonderful consistency. Now, that's pretty much for today. Now, like I said, if you want to see how to do chili oil or herb oil, just leave a comment below and I might make kind of a basic video about just different oils. But the rest, yeah, it's simple, but so good. And it looks quite nice too. But before we go, as always, please support me in the channel. Hit that subscribe button, check the bell icon. And what I forgot to say earlier, and probably most of you are not looking anymore, hit that like button. Thank you very much. Take care. Bye-bye.